am Professor Dr. P.S. Nair. I retired as the professor and head of the Department of Population Studies, Botswana. I retired there. But then I was here in the University of Kerala from 1991 to 2002 as professor and head. Then I went to Botswana, University of Botswana. I worked there for 20 years, and came back. And I can proudly say that I am one of the early birds of aging research on aging in Kerala. Actually.
Thank you, LivEzee and IIT for organizing this symposium. So yes, as a practitioner and as founder of MindPort, I have seen a real rise in geriatric patients coming our way. So one thing that we notice and one thing that even studies have said is that Kerala is really aging. Kerala's population is about 16.5% of Kerala's population is aging, is in the age category, the elder category, which is actually absolutely higher than the national average. So you should think of how Kerala has the potential. Even I would even urge IMAD and LivEzee to actually at the policy making level, because I was just reading about IMAD that you do have collaborative purposes in which you bring researchers and policymakers together. So this could be one area where we should focus on. Now, as Professor Nair had asked me to throw light on loneliness. Actually, loneliness is one of the foremost cause that you find in elders when there is a certain amount of aging or when they have climbed, when they feel that there is a certain age that has passed. So loneliness, especially empty nesters, where their children don't live with them. Now, can we say that only those people are lonely? Absolutely not. Even those who live with their children and there are primary caretakers at home, even then loneliness can grip you. So one of the things is that loneliness, social isolation, and then withdrawal, all these things happen. But loneliness is not the same as social isolation. Loneliness is more subjective, where it is a personal feeling, where you feel that you're not cared for or you're not there, nobody's there, that I'm alone. And this leads to, it's like a vicious circle. This leads to a certain level where you start internalizing this feeling that I'm going to be alone.
None of the facilities we have are designed for elderly. Now, instead of looking at this as a problem, this should be normalized. Like, we should have enough facilities that people or elderly should feel like we also have the same right and the same convenience as anyone else. So this, at the policy level, we need to definitely make some changes. Now, India is a state where we have, the compilation is one of the problems that we always talk about, but at the same time, it's an opportunity. And if we can highlight on our strengths and build proper policies and bring SOPs in place, that would definitely help us improve the quality. Now, the final thing I want to address here is the experience. The experience matters, right? For elderly, or if it is a younger person, the experience in healthcare should be it should be comparable. It should not be like different for different stages of life. It should be comparable, at least comparable. So these are the three things that we can at least do to make life easier for elderly when it comes to healthcare premise. Now, that is accessibility and the quality and experience. By doing this and turning the unorganized sector into an organized sector, I believe we can bring some change, if not many, but we can bring some change and quality of life to the elderly. Okay, so I believe these few things that we can change and bring some quality and consistency in the care given to elderly. So that's all I want to say at this point about healthcare and bringing organized way into healthcare.
I think one of the most important point that as palliative care people we focus is quality of life. So how many of you would like to live long if you are bedridden and unable to do anything, you are dependent on other people. Would you like to live long, or would you like to maybe I don't want to be like this? Uh, and at a point, we have to end the curative treatment. And we focus more on quality of care along with quantity if it is possible. But quality of life is more important. So I think that is something which we need to focus in geriatric age group, because as we becomes older, uh, our health will be slowly declining, and there would be many exacerbations of our diseases, which can again lead to more declining functional status.
Interestingly, ഇവിടെ രാവിലെ വന്ന് രാവിലെ തൊട്ടുള്ളവർക്ക് I don't know if you felt there was a gap in the system. You listen to academics, you listen to practitioners now, you listen to policymakers in the morning. What gap did you find in the system? Did you find anything? I felt there was a big gap. Did you feel this thing? What is the gap you felt in the morning? That is one, so which we try to do, which I come to in a second. But so the bigger gap I felt, and that's something actually Vaishak touched upon, and Dr. Sonal just touched upon, and actually even Shatika touched upon a second ago. That was, in fact, when I looked at how people spoke, they spoke about them, right? From the morning I've been listening to people speak about them. As far as I'm concerned, there's no them, right? My parents here and me, we're not very different from each other. Correct, exactly. And that's the gap I felt, right? With this whole person we just spoke about. We're really not, we cannot solve this from the perspective of solving this for somebody else. When the government representative, with all due respect to everyone here, the point is you cannot solve this from the perspective of a third party. There is no them, there is no other. You cannot other this issue. This issue is our issue, right? I think that's the biggest gap. Because we other it, our roads are not travelable for elders. Because we other it, this hotel does not have a ramp. All right. So one of our panelists today, who was expected to come here, her legs don't work. All right. And she dropped out because it's not an accessible hotel. The way she will have to come in would be to come in through the basement. All right. This is the truth of what we are looking at today. This is the truth that we are all living. So when we all talk about, where are these things, do 1,000, that's not the government's job. The government's job is not to go and build 1,000 old age homes. That's where we fail. We fail as a society when we build old age homes. Because, we are asking people who live their lives in their homes to move out of there and get to become a group of people together in some separate place. Instead of making your own chaya at home, you're telling them go and stand in a queue and take your food. But this is where we would all fail as a society. And that's what the government needs to think about. It's about an inclusive system for the elderly.